Right now, another Winter Haven school employee suspended. What happened and who's to blame?
Also, a Lakeland woman accused in the death of her daughter, the gruesome findings and the charges.
Later, Southeastern University alumni will be appearing on a new reality show. All this and more. 96 News starts right now.
This is 96 News. News you can trust.
Good evening, everyone. It is the week of October 2nd, and this is 96 News. I'm Ryan Shea.
And I'm Rebecca Vargas. 21-year-old Kylie Jean Copeland is facing manslaughter charges this evening in the death of her daughter. Copeland told police that she found her 3-month-old daughter, Natalie Jade, dead in her crib Sunday morning. An initial report from the medical examiner showed cockroach bites and blunt force trauma to the head. Kylie Jean has been charged in child abuse in the past. The investigation is still underway.
Well, another Winter Haven school employee is suspended this evening. Westwood Middle School Principal Jose Perez will be suspended for 1 day on Tuesday. Perez has been under investigation since the beginning of the summer after a guidance counselor, Nellie McWilliams, filed a sexual harassment complaint against him. At this point, school officials do not see evidence of sexual harassment, but do think the relationship was inappropriate.
Wow. Well, in better news, the weather has been absolutely beautiful.
The weather has been beautiful. It's cooling down.
So, Victoria, tell us what's the forecast for the week?
Well, for those of you worried about Hurricane Ophelia hitting Florida, it's actually projected to stay out in the Atlantic and dissipate there. But despite that, hot temperatures are finally leaving Lakeland and fall temperatures are finally coming in. Starting with Monday and Tuesday, highs in the mid-80s, low in the low 60s. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, highs in the mid-80s again. There's no rain expected, and lows in the high 60s and low 70s. For your weekend, Saturday, there will be scattered thunderstorms in Orlando and Cocoa Beach, and Lakeland will be nice and sunny, and also again on Sunday, a sunny day in Lakeland. Thunderstorms are expected in the beach areas, but it's a great day just to hang out at the park with your friends here in Lakeland. For 96 News, I'm Victoria Garcia.
Thank you, Victoria. Well, Polk County tourism officials are showing people the natural beauty of Central Florida in hopes of attracting more visitors. The county is hosting the Polk Nature Fest. The 4-day festival will run from October 6th to the 9th. The Lakeland Ledger is reporting that people will be able to experience bird watching, paddling, and overall outdoor activities. This event isn't just for visitors. Residents of Polk County are also encouraged to attend.
Horrifying story out of Orlando as a boy runs over his mother. 33-year-old Amara Khan left her 4-year-old son in the driver's seat as she buckled her daughter into the back. She walked around the back of the car, and that's when the 4-year-old threw the car into reverse, trapping her underneath. The Orlando Sentinel is reporting that she was taken to hospital in critical condition. 2 people dead after a horrific crash in St. Pete this weekend. It happened around 8:45 last Friday night when a speeding SUV was being pursued by a police officer. The SUV then struck a car coming out of the Adland Beach Resort. Both vehicles flipped over. The SUV landed on a large fountain outside the hotel and caught fire. The man and woman in the car were killed. The driver of the SUV was taken to a local hospital with serious injuries. There has been no word on whether he will be charged with a crime. 3 Orlando hospital workers have been fired for accessing patient records improperly. The Florida hospital has put out an ad in a newspaper with the headline, "Public Notice," informing the public of the situation. Hospital officials are saying that former employees accessed names, date of birth, social security numbers, and insurance information. The investigation is still underway. 400 people arrested in New York City. Protesters supporting the Occupy Wall Street movement were marching across the Brooklyn Bridge. Police are saying that those protesters who moved onto the roadway and possibly causing a hazardous situation for traffic were arrested. Those who stayed on the sidewalk were not. 96 News' Tara Duffy is here for your Middle East update. Tara, what's the latest?
Senior al-Qaeda leader Anwar al-Awlaki and another American-born militant were killed in Yemen early Friday morning by a CIA-led U.S. drone attack, marking the highest-profile takedown of a terror leader since the raid on Osama bin Laden. President Obama said the U.S. will be resolute in its commitment to wipe out al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, which al-Awlaki was a leader. Sources say that this is a big victory for the United States. Although al-Awlaki's memory will live out in his recordings and on YouTube, taking him out of the picture considerably weakens al-Qaeda's messaging and operations out of what has become its most active hotspot in Yemen. Within the moments of al-Awlaki's death, debates erupted over whether the U.S. had the legal right to target one of its own citizens with deadly force. The move bothered human rights activists so much that they sued, enlisting Milwaukee's own father as the plaintiff for such a lawsuit. But the Justice Department responded that Milwaukee wasn't just another American. They said he transformed from a cleric who inspired young Muslims with words to an operational leader who helped equip terrorist plotters with deadly bombs. A judge ultimately threw out the ACLU lawsuit, saying it involved state secrets and political questions that would be for Congress more than for a court. Either because Milwaukee presented an immediate threat to American citizens or because he became an enemy of fighting alongside al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, Ken Anderson, a university teacher, says he could be seen as a lawful terrorist. The drone strike underscores the expanding nature of the drone program, which has migrated beyond the borders of Pakistan into Yemen, Somalia, and other countries. Milwaukee was the first American ever to be placed on the government's kill or capture list. He directed attempts to murder innocent Americans, Obama said about Milwaukee. He repeatedly called individuals of the United States and around the globe to kill innocent men, women, and children. His death marks a significant milestone in the effort to disable al-Qaeda, he states. For 96 News, I'm Tara Duffy.
Thanks, Tara. Well, if you're a Bank of America customer, your fees are about to go up. The banking giant is charging customers $5 at the beginning of next year every month for using their debit card. Now, the bank says that if you don't use it at all during the month, you will not be charged, and using the ATM to withdraw your money will also help you avoid those fees. Some premium accounts will be exempt from the new program. Now, many customers are saying that they will change banks if Bank of America goes through with the changes.
Wow. Do you bank with them?
I sure do, and I'm changing.
I think that's really a good thing. Well, Matthew Hull has an update to the poverty report from last week. So, Matthew, what's the latest?
In a recent study done by the Pew Hispanic Center, says that for the first time in U.S. history, there are more Hispanic children living in poverty than any other race or ethnicity. Of all the children living in poverty in 2010, 37.3 of them were Hispanic. This data puts the total number of Hispanic children living in poverty to 6.1 million. Prior to the recession, there were more white children living in poverty compared to Hispanic. But between 2007 and 2010, the number of Hispanic children living in poverty grew 36.3%. This is expected to increase if the economy stays on its current track. I'm Matthew Hall, reporting for 96 News. Back to you.
Thank you, Matthew. The box office results are in for this past weekend. Dolphin Tale took the lead with $4 million. Lion King 3D had second place with $3.3 million. And Moneyball took third place with $3.2 million. Lion King 3D has made nearly $80 million since its release to the big screen on September 16th. It has a lifetime gross of $408 million since its original release in the 1990s.
Now it's time for your sports update with Angie Caseta. Angie?
Thank you. Well, this weekend might be one of the most critical weekends of the entire year when it comes to the NBA. Commissioner David Stern said that there must be a progress towards the new labor deal or there will be enormous consequences. The regular season is scheduled to start on November 1st, yet the owners locked out the players on July 1st. Both sides continue to debate on who's getting paid and exactly how much. David Stern would also like both of the committees to come together and discuss whether there will be a season or not this year. And they need to do it soon. If they can't come to both a mutual agreement, then this year's NBA season will be at risk. Players have been occupied playing overseas in tournaments as well as charities, trying their hardest to stay on the court as much as possible. Even big names such as Kobe Bryant is expected to sign with Italy and receive at least $3 million for just 10 games. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I'm Angie Casada with 96 Sports. Back to you.
Thanks, Angie. A Massachusetts man arrested last Wednesday for plotting to attack the Pentagon. 26-year-old Rezwan Firdaus of Ashland, Massachusetts was arrested in Framingham at a storage facility where he was building remote-control airplanes to detonate on government buildings. Firdaus, who is a graduate of Northeastern University in Boston, says he wanted to kill as many people as possible. He is set to be arraigned this week in district court in Massachusetts.
The grand opening of Legoland. Vanessa Mieses has a story. Vanessa?
Anticipation is rising as families wait for the grand opening of Legoland amusement park, but some potential park goers are questioning safety because Legoland rides do not have to be inspected by state safety workers. The park qualified for a state exemption because they have 1,000 employees, but what Florida law does require is for them to have full-time in-house safety inspectors. Alan Harrison, the head of Bureau of Fair Rides Inspection for Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, says these are engineers and have a background in mechanical and structural work. The safety staff must inspect every ride every year and provide documentation to the state. And since the rides are aimed towards ages 2 to 12, they are tamer. This 150-acre family theme park is open to everyone and will open October 15th in Winter Haven. Reporting for 96 News, I'm Vanessa Mieses. Back to you.
Thanks, Vanessa. Well, one of Southeastern University's own is going to be getting a chance to become a reality star. Southeastern alumni Tara Bolin will be appearing on CMT's Sweet Home Alabama reality show. Similar to The Bachelor, Tara and 21 other ladies will compete for a Southern gentleman's heart. The show will air Thursdays at 9/8 Central starting on October 20th.
The fight to make the world pro-life is still going on. Tuesday, October 18th will mark the Pro-Life Day of Solidarity. This is where people all over the world will give up their voices for a day for the children whose lives were taken. Participants will also wear red armbands and duct tape to show they are participating. You can find out more about this movement at silentday.org.
That's all the time we have left here for today. Stick with 96 News for the latest in breaking news, weather, and sports.
Tune in next week at 7 p.m. for another live broadcast. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Ryan Shea. Have a great week, everyone.